Hey guys, what's going on? In this video for the Twilight Wars series, I'm going to be going over some of the game-specific changes that we have been working on and are now featured in the app during the downtime. If you haven't already seen, there is a more generic video to reintroduce the app. So you could go find that on the YouTube channel, where you can see some of the broader features for user accounts and whatnot. But in this video, I'm going to be going over two major implementation changes here in the game. So the first one is that previously, before the app reset happened, there was no real way of easily being able to determine what your reinforcements were looking like, and that both from the perspective of command tokens as well as units. And this caused a lot of hiccups, I think, in doing things like purchasing command tokens for leadership, and also when you're building units, it's hard to, first of all, not, how many, you have to say like, okay, how many cruisers are in total in the game? All right, now how many do I have on the board? And now I gotta do some math quick, and it wasn't ideal. And so we've fixed that here, and you can see this in the player info tab. So I'm right now demoing this game from the perspective of the University of Jolnar. And if we open up our player info tab, the first thing you'll probably notice here is we now have 4 command token counters, the old ones of tactic, fleet, and strategy. But now we also have a general reinforcements tab. So if you were, let's say playing in real life, that would be just your, those tokens that you have beside your play area. And those are considered command token reinforcements. So this will be a very easily accessible feature here that'll be especially useful for things like leadership, for example. Another thing you might have noticed is beside the blue faction tab icon, which has always been there, there's now this gray ship icon, and if you hover over it, you'll see it says unit reinforcements. Actually, don't know if you can see that in the video, but anyways, that's what it says. And it's exactly what it means. So if we click on it, we actually get shown now how many of each unit are in our reinforcements. And it'll actually show us the unit cards as well that are pertaining to the faction we clicked on. So remember that the player info tab, we can actually access this information for any of the players. So not just ourselves, but we can really quickly just go over to Bob and see what's in his reinforcements, for example. So this provides a quick and easy way for us to check that information. So going back to our unit reinforcements tab, for example, you can see we have 5 cruisers in our reinforcements, and a typical standard game, you have 8 cruisers. So if we check the game board here, we can actually see we have 3 cruisers on the board, so indeed, that checks out. As well, we have 2 carriers on the board, and typically you can have a maximum of 4 carriers, right? So we have 2 in our reinforcements. Now, at the bottom here, you can see that playing as Alice here, that I currently have 0 PDSs and 0 space docks in my reinforcements. And actually this leads to the transition for the next part of the video I want to go over, which is the new fix for the construction strategy card. So if you've played the app before, you might have run into this problem where if you have no PDSs or space docks in your reinforcements, meaning they're all on the board, you basically wouldn't be able to complete construction without being able to contact some developer to manually get this done for you. Obviously, this was a big problem. For one, it wasn't in accordance with how the game should be working, and for two, it's just a complete blocker. So now, as we're going to see, construction actually works as intended as part of the game. So let's go ahead and activate construction here. Alright, so taking a look at the board, I actually have one space dock here on Zehan, one space dock here on Starpoint, and one space dock here on Nar. So let's say that I didn't want this space dock here on Zehan anymore. Maybe I feel like it's too exposed out there, and I want to pull it back into Lodor, where I actually get the +3 production instead of the +1. But I'm not going to be able to take it from my reinforcements because I have none. So how does this work? Well, in the same way as before, right? You double click the planet card where you want to place the space dock. So if I want to place the space dock on Lodor, I have to double click here. So I want to construct a space dock. But now what happens is we're prompted that we have no space docks in our reinforcements. So we actually get to choose a planet to remove one from. So you could see here the 3 planets that have a space dock currently: Zehan, Nar, and Starpoint. So I'm going to select Zehan because that's where I want to remove it from, and I'll click OK. So that's the first structure that's going to be relocated, right? When we confirm this, we should expect this space dock here to be over here. Now, let's do our second planet. So maybe for this, we want to move one of our PDSs out of our home system out further. So maybe we want to put it out on New Albion. So this works the same way. I would select New Albion in my planet cards, and then when prompted, I'm going to choose Joel to remove the PDS from. So I select New Albion. Now here, I don't get the choice of a space dock or PDS because automatically the second structure has to be a PDS. And again, I see the 4 planets where I currently have a space dock, and I choose Joel, and I click OK. Alright, so let's recap here. Before we go to the confirmation, I should see this space dock from Zehan to Lodor, and one of my PDSs on Joel go up to New Albion. So if I click confirm, I'll actually get all this information here. So we're building a space dock on Lodor and a PDS on New Albion, and we're going to remove the space dock from Zehan and remove the PDS from Joel. And so let's go ahead and confirm that. And now looking at our update here, we can see the space dock is no longer on Zehan and it's on Lodor. And if we hover over or even just click here, we see we only have the 1 PDS on Joel, and we have that, we have 1 PDS now on New Albion. Going into the game log, we can see here that we get the message of what has been constructed where. We don't get told what was taken from where. Maybe we might change that at some point, but I don't think it's too necessary because you can see the current state of the board anyways. But yeah, then going back over to our reinforcements, Still have no PDSs and no space docks. All we have done is reallocate where they were to where they currently are now. And the same will apply to those using the construction secondary, if that's indeed the case. But those are the two biggest feature updates for the game itself that I wanted to go over. So just, having that easy accessibility of the reinforcements, tokens, and units, and the actual proper implementation of construction primary and secondary there. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. Again, if you haven't seen our other video with the more generic welcome back type of feel, strongly recommend you go over there, check it out. Otherwise, look forward to seeing you in the Discord and in games. And yeah, welcome back to the app. Enjoy the rest of your day.